On today's Glory Days show, baseball hot stove has been heating up as free agents are signing mega contracts and teams are beginning to make trades.
And the Mets picked up 2 middle infielders to shore up their defense. But did they upgrade the team? We'll talk about that.
And in our Did You Hear About segment, NFL fans continue to behave badly as 2 tailgaters were caught making whoopee in the parking lot. Eric Decker's wife is manscaping him, and the New England Patriots fans are ranked #1 again. Not only this time, they might not want to be on the top of that list.
Best hour of your sports week is coming up on Glory Days right now.
Inravio.com.
Everybody, today is Saturday, December 12th, 2015. You are watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discovani, and this is my good friend, Bruce Oler. Kyle Melnick and Eric Mikhailov are behind the glass, and you are joining us on the Inravio TV network, broadcasting live from Studio C in the great state of New York. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm a little,
Under the weather?
under the weather.
Well, speaking about the weather, though, I'll tell you, it's really tough to be getting in the Christmas spirit when it's 60 degrees out, man.
61 degrees in...
It's 60 degrees right now in
outside
the
of
New
the
York
Inravio,
New York metro area.
My car said 60 degrees as I pulled up.
It's incredible. Here. It's incredible. It's about 20 degrees above normal, you know?
But does that mean that it's just going to get really worse from here on in?
Well, I think we're due for probably 20 degrees below normal, okay? And I also think that, I remember a couple of years ago, I thought we had like December was pretty seasonal, like it is this time. And I think what happened that year is, I think spring came in May.
Ooh.
You know, so I think that's the trade-off here, you know?
Oh, I don't know. You know what? I really don't care if it gets cold. I just don't like the snow.
Yeah, that's true.
I am such a hater of snow.
Yeah, yeah. But getting back to why you're under the weather, I know that you went to your office Christmas party.
I had one of the, and thank you very much to Precious and her family, because they opened their home yesterday to some of the people.
Really?
And
this was after the party or what?
no, this was
the party. Really?
Yeah, they invited everybody.
At somebody's house.
So now, yeah, you want me to be hip?
Why not?
All right.
Try. Okay.
I want to give a shout out to my peeps.
Peeps. Okay. All right. All right. Man. All right.
Al and Naughter and Precious.
Now, is that short for Peeping Tom or what?
No.
Okay.
No, we had a really good time. It was nice.
Uh-huh.
But it was a little unusual because, it wasn't just the normal, food and drink and stuff. They make their own...
Did they have frankincense?
No, there was no frankincense and myrrh. Although
Okay.
we still to this day don't know what myrrh actually is. But
I think that's short for Murray, okay? But I don't know.
they make their own moonshine.
Really?
Let me tell you.
Yeah. So how much proof is that? That's like 90 proof, 100 proof, or what?
I don't know, but I've got plenty of proof that it works.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
They make their own wine.
So is that like grain alcohol or something, or what?
It had a lot of the same qualities of grain alcohol.
Well, that's not too good.
But they make their own wine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and when I say make your own wine, I'm not talking about the kit you buy in the store and the whole thing. They have a Lucy Ricardo tub.
Really?
That they...
And they stomp the grapes?
They stomp the grapes.
Wow. Did they wash their feet before they stomp the grapes?
I don't know, but the wine did not smell like feet. It was really very good.
I see.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun last night. I know everybody had a good time. I sang a song.
They had karaoke or what?
They did not have karaoke, but I sang a song. I sang the Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay.
Only I changed the words for...
oh, well, you always do that. Yeah. You're a master of that.
For our Saurian implementation.
I see.
Saurian is coming to town.
Well, I also had my office party yesterday.
Oh, you did? Where was that?
Well, it was my 1-year anniversary, and last year we had it at the Shandon Court, which is like a local Islip area. It's a restaurant bar. It was nice. This year, I've been working out of the house most of the year because they've been renovating our new area.
Oh, okay.
So what they decided to do is basically christen the new cafeteria by having the party there. So it was a very low-key affair. Actually, the lights stopped working for a little while. I guess they're still trying to work out the glitch. We're supposed to move to this new area next week, So, but, low-key, I mean, we weren't at anybody's house. Nobody's drinking moonshine. I mean, they did have beer and wine there. That was it. And it only was for 2 hours. They made it from 4 to 6. And all I could think about is, past office parties. And the one that sticks out in my mind the most, and you know about this one, my friend. 1998. Okay, I was working for Coopers and Library at the time, and we just merged with Price Waterhouse. Mm-hmm. And I think that merger happened in like a September time frame. And I guess everybody made a lot of money with this merger. All the partners did. And what they did is they made a regional office party for the New York metro area. And they rented out Madison Square Garden.
That's right. That's right.
And they hired Diana Ross to sing, And every employee got 2 tickets. I mean, you had to submit, a request.
Didn't Voodoo Daddy,
Big Bad
Voodoo Daddy played also that?
They did. I mean, and all I could think about.
Well, I was your plus one.
My wife didn't want to go. I mean, and I said, how can we not do this,
Yeah.
And all I could think about is I think that movie Wall Street was out about that time. Maybe it was a year or two before that or something like that. Gordon Gekko saying, greed is good.
Yeah.
I mean, this was really the epitome of...
This was over
the top. I mean,
You think about it, we're not talking about, it's not like even the Beacon Theater.
No, this was Madison Square Garden is what it was.
And you know what? It was fairly crowded.
Yeah. And they gave, you got vouchers to buy food there or whatever, And almost every practice had their party beforehand and things like that. So it was, but that really, I guess that how can you top that one, man?
Well, we used to talk about this show is called Glory Days, but back in the day, in the early 80s, when we worked at a hospital.
Right.
The hospital, each department used to have their own Christmas party.
It was like a competition,
And what we're talking about here is full booze and everything during the day, starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
The people that work in hospitals today cannot even fathom what
the debauchery that was taking place.
That what was going on. That during these Christmas parties, every person was getting juiced.
But we should also put a little caveat in there. I mean, we worked in a hospital, but it was not like an acute care hospital. I mean, basically,
Well, no, but
yes, something life-threatening could happen, but it wasn't like you were dealing in an ER or something like that.
Well, then again, we also weren't talking about the nurses and the physicians.
We weren't.
I
think I've seen a couple of them.
It was mostly the support staff,
Okay. But when I think about that, as I kind of put it in context of this party I was at, this party was in my office,
Okay.
And the one thing about those office parties is and this is about the 80s, man. We did some pretty stupid things at those parties. We really did,
And people.
Thank God there wasn't cell phones and cameras back then, man.
I think people were expecting us to do stupid things.
Well,
it was something that
I
think they were relying on us to do stupid things.
I do recall one year, Russ Dower left early, and he said, "Boys, behave. Don't do anything stupid." And of course, what did we do?
That was our job at the time. Our job was to be stupid.
Well, we did something stupid that year.
Did we? Oh no, I don't remember. That's the good thing about this. You can wipe.
If Edgar's watching, Edgar will know what I'm talking about.
You can wipe clear certain memories. But what I'll never forget is the what was it, the housekeeping or the maintenance party. The maintenance party, they used to hang tequila and vodka in the IV drip bags,
Exactly
and you would
right.
just walk over and pour yourself a drink.
Squeeze one off, shoot off around, squeeze off around. I don't know.
So we're looking forward to the holiday season. I'm sure you are too.
One thing I haven't heard about is the Inravio Christmas party.
Yeah. Hey, anybody know about the Inravio Christmas party? Are we having hookers? Oh, no, we're not.
Okay.
Is that an I don't know? So you mean there's a chance? We would never do anything like that.
Oh, no, that's right.
Maybe here on the Glory Days
Men
show.
behaving badly.
We should have our own Christmas party next week.
We should do that.
Invite all the Inravio staff to our Christmas party.
On air, There'll be a 7-second delay.
There might be a 7-day delay.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well,
What are you going to do?
I think we're just getting started here in the Glory Days show. Right after the break, we'll talk about the Jets-Giants game and whatever else we want to talk about. It's our show, after all. Stay with us on the Glory Days show.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. Village Music Shop in Mastic has everything you need to give the gift of music this holiday season. Electric guitar packages with a guitar, amp, bag, and strap for only $129. Acoustic guitar packages as low as $79. Full-size 5-piece drum set package starting at $299. And all holiday packages come with 2 free private lessons. Gift cards available. Village Music Shop of Mastic. The best prices and personalized service for over 45 years. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE and visit villagemusicshop.com. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day show with Bruce and Disco here on the Inravio TV network. The Giants had a 10-point lead over the Jets with less than 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the ball on the Jets' 4-yard line when they were faced with a 4th and 2. Coach Tom Coughlin decided not to go for the easy field goal, but the Giants had by 13 and forced the Jets to score 2 touchdowns. Instead, they went for the kill, and Eli Manning was picked off by Rontez Miles, who was playing for the injured Calvin Pryor. The Jets drove the field, but when the drive stalled, they kicked the field goal with 4:33 left to cut the Giants' lead to 2013. After the Giants went 3 and out, Ryan Fitzpatrick had just 2:40 left to tie the game. He kept the drive alive with a 15-yard run on 4th and 6 play. Fitzpatrick hit Brandon Marshall in the end zone for a 9-yard TD, would tie the game with 27 seconds left, and force overtime.
So then the Jets, they won the overtime toss, and they elected to receive the ball, right? And so that they get first crack at winning the game. But their touchdown drive stalls inside the 10, and they were forced to kick a field goal to take a 23-20 lead. That gave the Giants a chance to either tie it or win it with a field goal or TD on their own to win the game. Manning moves the Giants into field goal range. He sets up a game-tying 48-yard try from Josh Brown, who, by the way, was the only NFL kicker left that hadn't missed a field goal all year.
And a hammerhead, by the way.
And a hammerhead. And then there were none.
Yeah.
Brown was wide left, a la Scott Norwood in the Super Bowl against the Giants, and the Jets had the win. So it's the first time that the Jets have beaten the Giants since Woody Johnson has owned the Jets.
Really? Wow, that's a long time.
You know? And the Jets, it gives them, I mean, right now they're in a wild card spot. But
Still a few games left, my
there's
friend.
4 games left.
Yep.
And even if they win out,
Yeah.
if everybody wins out for whatever reason, they lose the tiebreaker.
I see.
It's,
That's odd.
and they don't get in. But the Giants, what if you're a Giant fan, the team that you hate the most is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the Giant fans were actually forced to root for Dallas on Monday night. And at 7-9, they still lead the division.
That's unbelievable.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, the Giants, and we were watching that game, and, you know, I mean, the next day that was the big talk was Coughlin blew the game by not going for that field goal, you know. And it would have really forced the Jets to have 2 touchdowns, you know. So it did give them life. They went down, like you say, that drive stalled, but they were able to pick up the points. Now they're down by a touchdown. I said, okay, we just got to go a 3 and out, get the ball back, and drive the field. And that's exactly what they did.
Now, I know that, you know, field goals, obviously, they're not automatic. And obviously, this guy who would never misses. But he missed a 48-yard field goal.
Right. It wasn't a chip shot.
You know, by the way, do you know that 9 extra points were missed? No, were missed on Sunday
Really? 9?
alone.
Wow.
There were only 9 extra points that missed all year last
season.
year.
Right. Well, the rule changes. Now they kick it from what, the 20?
They kick it from the, no, they kick it at almost 35 yards.
Wow. Yeah. So it's never a gimme. It's never a gimme.
It's never a given. So now, you know, when you look at the Jets, they're taking on Tennessee this week.
Yeah.
But they still have to play New England. Mm-hmm. And I believe they have to play both Buffalo and
Well, Buffalo's the last game.
Miami.
No, they played Miami twice.
Miami twice?
Yeah.
So the Jets don't have an easy schedule, but you know what? Are they a playoff team? The Jets?
I think they are.
I mean, maybe they make the playoffs,
I think
but
they are. Yeah. I mean, are they a Super
are
Bowl
they any
team?
good?
I think that, well, they're good. You know, you have to begin it to win it, you know? I mean, the Giants, I mean, they also made news, I guess, yesterday. Did you see what happened yesterday?
No, what happened?
Oh, okay. Well, again, we were talking about earlier in the week. I mean, and you know, now the critics are all circling Tom Coughlin. He's old. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He's 72 years old.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you know, the next day,
like he was 45 when the season started.
but the next day he came out and said, "I still think it was the right move for me to go for the touchdown. He was going for the jugular." You know. So I mean, but this is a guy that, you know, basically, once you make a mistake, you have to say, "I'm sticking with it." You know. Yeah. But anyway, so yesterday the Giants cut 3-year defensive end DeMontre Moore for getting into a fight with teammate Cullen Jenkins over a pair of Dr. Dre Beat headphones.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, they're not even supposed to be using those headphones.
Well, they're not sanctioned, right? I mean,
they're not sanctioned by the NFL.
I say you got to be Bose or something, right? Wow. I didn't even think about that angle, you know.
Wow.
But I mean, so similar to what happened with Geno Smith, where he got punched out by a player. I mean, so, you know, all is not well in Giant land, man. It really is not.
You know, it sounds like being in an NFL locker room is kind of a difficult place to be lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, with these players, we expect them to be like this now. This is more of the expected. We're not totally surprised when these things happen anymore.
Disco, all I can say is, look at Donald Trump is leading, you know, as far as the presidential candidates go. I mean, you know, so yes, we've all created this ourselves. You're right. I mean, we expect this from everybody, you know. We really, what a knucklehead society we're living in these days. We really are.
You know, and you know, just to piggyback on the Donald Trump thing. You know, back in 1978,
Yeah.
when we had the Iran crisis, do you know that Jimmy Carter signed that no Iranians can
Yeah.
immigrate here, and he sent 1,500 of them back.
Yeah, I know.
But yet, because Donald Trump mentions it about Muslims, everybody's losing their mind.
You know what it is?
What?
It's Trump's hair, man. It just gets everybody riled up, man. That's all you can say. You know?
Oh, and you know, the other thing is, what are they supposed to do when they come? By the way, what religion are you? You know, I mean, I'm a Catholic. Okay, you can go.
What's that dot on your head? No.
But anyway, we digress.
Yeah. But so, you know, the Giants between, you know, they're saying Tom Coughlin, if they don't make the playoffs, I guess the owners are saying maybe he'll get fired, you know.
Maybe he should just retire.
I mean, I was reading a statistic today that the Giants, if you just took the first 58 minutes of the games, okay, they would be 10-2. They would be 10-2.
No, really?
Yeah.
You know what? That's right. They've had a lot of
They
late.
have 5 of their 7 losses they have?
5 of their 7 losses.
5 of their 7 losses.
Yeah, 5 or 7 losses, right?
Have been in the last 2 minutes of the game. I mean, you look at
Including
the
the Jet game.
Exactly right. The Jets were just the last. You know,
That's right. They had that game against Dallas that they
indignation,
didn't.
you know.
They had that game against Dallas that they didn't score
Yeah.
the touchdown.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, the paper's right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I just read it. You know?
The newspaper is always right.
Well, it's better than the internet, I think. You know.
If I heard it on the internet, it's got to be true.
Yeah. Now, and Brandon Marshall had a great game for the Jets. He really did. You know, the Jets. And you know what? You know who else had a great game? But this was the Giants. Odell Beckham. I mean, that catch that he made. He continues to, you know, I was thinking about him today. The way I would describe him is eye-popping. He makes eye-popping plays. Is what he does. You just, your eyes bug out
That's
your
right.
head.
You're just sitting there
How did the guy
going,
do that, man?
You're sitting there going,
How did he do that? It's
you're like
eye-popping.
Jackie Gleason when you see that
Exactly right.
guy. But you know, the Giants, there was talk about saying, you know, oh, how could a team under 500 make the playoffs? Listen, you win your division, you make the playoffs.
Now, didn't that happen with San Francisco? It happened with the East, with the West one year. The
It's
NFC
been happening
West.
a couple of times
Yeah.
in the West.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, the NFL is completely unpredictable. There's other than the freaking New England Patriots. Okay? There's really nothing that, I mean, look at this year, okay? Now, obviously, most fantasy football
But
fans.
they've lost 2 in a row. The
Right,
Patriots
but
now.
I mean, you know, everybody seems to claim that they're experts, and you hear on the radio
Oh, yeah.
and all these people, you know.
I stopped listening to those guys a long time ago, Disco.
Look at the-
We're experts.
We're
You know,
experts.
once we became experts, then nobody's an expert, man. You know?
You know what? That's probably pretty true. But you know what? Nobody can figure this stuff out. That's why.
But if you say it forcefully, you know,
Yeah. You know,
people
look
believe
at,
you.
Look at how many teams, fantasy football teams, just completely fell apart this year because a key player, like you know, obviously
Like
Peyton
your team.
Manning. My
Case
team-
in point.
My team is the poster child for falling apart. But you know, even some of the bigger names, Andrew Luck, and you know, guys. I mean, who thought Cam Newton's team, that the Carolina Panthers are going to be the only undefeated
Not
team
I, for sure,
right
for
now?
one.
You know. By the way, I have a solution for the DraftKings.
Yeah.
And DraftKings and
Well,
FanDuel.
what are you trying? A solution? What are you trying to solve?
Well, the issue is that the people are complaining.
Is it a game of skill or a game of luck?
Well, the people are complaining that New York State should allow them to do it. And by the way, the judge yesterday ruled,
no.
no, not in New York State. Not unless they want to apply for a gambling license, just like everybody else.
So it's like, and I guess that would be that they could regulate it and they could tax it. Is that right?
Exactly right. As long as they get
Kind of like marijuana.
Right. As long as they
You
get
know.
their piece of the puzzle, that's all they care about.
Piece of the
Piece of
pie.
the pie.
Yeah.
But I've been reading all these people about, oh, how can you take that away from us? It's just for fun. I said, you know what? If it really is just for fun, and even if you want to just win money, do it yourself. Why do you need to join a website and pay them money to do it for you?
Yeah, go to the mob. The mob runs. They've been running numbers forever, man. You know?
No, I mean, listen.
Go into Brooklyn. You know.
Penn and pencil, and you could do the exact same thing yourself.
Yeah.
What did we do for all
Well,
those
except
years?
you have these electronic transfer funds, probably.
No, but forget about money. You're talking about it's just between you and your friends.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
they're saying.
Oh.
You're ruining it for. You
Oh,
know what?
who's saying that?
So you have
Who's
10
saying
people.
that?
I've been reading about it.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
been complaining letters
On
to
the internet?
editor, on the
Yeah,
internet.
of course.
But you know, I said, you know what? Just do it yourself. If you're really saying that it's just for fun, and it's the money is okay, but it's not that you're not doing it for the money.
It's
You're just-
inconsequential or whatever,
Do it yourself. Get your group of 10 friends together.
That's how we started Renfrew.
Pick a team
That's how
every
we started
day and
fantasy.
have somebody just record it for you. They have Excel spreadsheets now. They have all that stuff.
Now.
Back then they didn't. We had to do it by hand. We
were playing Pong.
We had an abacus. We did the little thing like this, moving the little beads over.
Oh, yeah. The good old days. The glory days. There we go.
This is much better. It's much better. I can do my lineup on my phone now.
Yeah. But it was a big win for the Jets. It was a big character win for them. Of course, they have to continue to win is what they need to do. And like you say, even if they do win out, there's no guarantee that they'll make the playoffs. But
And even if they make the playoffs,
they need to have that attitude, though.
they might win a wild card game,
Yeah.
but then they're going to have to go up
They
against the
were also
Patriots.
saying that, and the odds are pretty good the Jets will make it because they say the last 3 coaches the Jets have had in their first year, they made the playoffs. It was Rex Ryan,
Really?
Herm Edwards, and me and Genius.
Gee, I didn't realize that.
That's why I came to the show, to tell you that.
And that's it. Thank you very much, and good night.
Gotta go!
We're going out on top.
Okay.
All right,
T-Bone.
so let's switch gears here.
Okay.
Talk about baseball.
Baseball. There's too many things going on with baseball, Disco.
Goodness, let's just focus on the Mets for a second.
But yeah, but I'll tell you what, let's pull this full circle from last week, okay? Last week we talked about the fact that when we were talking to, I forgot the guy's name from the Islanders.
B.D. Gallo.
And we were talking about the Islanders in a position they're in with Hamonic. Basically, somebody leaked it,
Yes,
and we said,
yes.
well, it could be Edmonton or it could be the Rangers, because the
Right.
Rangers. So, full circle, right? The Mets are set to pounce on Ben Zobrist, right? He's the odds-on favorite to sign with the
right.
Mets or whatever, And next thing you know, the Yankees make a deal with the Cubs, and Ben Zobrist
As in the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were
The
talking
evil
about
empire strikes again, man.
they were talking about the Mets, the Nationals,
Yep.
the Giants, the Dodgers, and they said there might be a mystery team.
Oh, mystery team.
Mystery solved.
New York Yankees.
But you know what? I
Now,
thought.
who it was that Castro they got? Who did they get?
Yeah, they got the Sterling Castro.
Yeah.
So everybody, all they were talking about was Zobrist, and I said, wait a minute, this guy's a utility infielder.
Yeah, and he's old too,
And when
man, isn't he?
He's going to be 35 in May. You're going to
Yeah.
give him a 4-year contract?
Yeah.
For $56 million? I said, and when you put his stats right up against Daniel Murphy, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
And Daniel Murphy's only 30 years old. So I was trying to lead a bring Daniel Murphy back movement.
Well, and we should do that.
Well, but now we don't have to.
That's true.
But one thing about that contract for Zobrist,
Yeah.
even though it was $56 million a year,
How much is guaranteed?
it's backloaded.
Backload.
Meaning that the last 2 years are
Yeah.
$15 million apiece.
Wow.
So when he's 37 and 38 years old,
Yeah.
he's going to be getting $15 million a year. How are you going to? First of all, you don't even know if you're going to be able to trade a guy like that, and how.
And
productive
that's
he's gonna be.
guaranteed money or what?
Oh, all guaranteed money.
Really?
Most baseball contracts are all guaranteed money.
Wow.
So instead, on I guess it was Tuesday or
Yeah.
Wednesday, the Mets wound up getting not one but 2 guys within hours of each other.
Yep.
They got the second baseman from Pittsburgh, Neil Walker.
He's supposed to be a good player.
He's a really good player.
And there was a trade with them for Nice.
Pittsburgh, and did you know what Jonathan Nice said?
Yeah, I know. He's a knucklehead too, man. He can't just take the trade and that's it. He's got to make a passing comment on the way out the door, right?
And he said, I'm paraphrasing. He
Yeah.
said something about he's very happy to be going over to Pittsburgh
Because they play the field.
They play a great defense.
Yeah.
That guy, Jonathan, can I talk to you just for a second? You were a lifetime 500 pitcher with the Mets, okay? And we bailed you out of so many things, but you couldn't bail us out of anything. The slightest little thing that went wrong during an inning, you fell apart.
He lost focus. He lost
You
focus.
would lose focus, and you could just never get. Take a look at what Jacob deGrom did in that playoff game against the Dodgers when he didn't have anything. He had nothing, and he kept getting in trouble and working out of it. Getting in trouble and working out of it. He didn't stare at the players behind them who made a bad play behind them or might have cost them a run or something. You know what, John? Good luck to you.
Yeah, good riddance.
Just wait.
Good riddance.
Until
Merry Christmas.
Just wait until a Pittsburgh guy makes an error behind you. And by the way, you know what? They have an opening at second base. Maybe they'll bring Daniel Murphy over. I would love to see that.
Let's just say editorial in the thing.
But they got, by the way, as Drubal Cabrera.
We should get Bobby Baseball on the phone. He would know how to pronounce that.
I have to find out how to pronounce. By the way,
Cabrera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
not Miguel.
Last night at the party.
Yeah.
Right. Precious's husband.
Yeah.
His name is Al. Right.
You can call me Al?
His real name.
No.
His real name is Drubal.
Okay.
I says.
So like the A and the L, so it's the first letter in the list.
I don't know where they got Al from, but his name is the exact same as Cabrera. What's the
That
chances of
song.
that?
You can call me Al.
Just
right?
call me Al. Yeah. So anyway, this guy is an all-star shortstop. All of a sudden now, we have a shortstop, second baseman combination.
And I can't say I was familiar with these names up until Thursday or whenever they made the trade.
I mean, I kind of knew who they were,
Yeah.
but again, these are not star blockbuster players, but they're solid. You know, when they brought Kelly Johnson and Juan Uribe in the Mets last year, it gave them solid major league ball players, which they did not have.
Yeah, leadership, experience, things like that.
You know,
all these intangibles.
You know, a
that
lot
you
of
need.
people kind of not forget, but you know, we've got not one but two shortstops who have broken legs.
Yeah.
You know, Flores has got a broken leg. Tejada's coming back from a broken leg. I don't know what's going to happen in the middle of that infield.
No, I think that was a move the Mets needed to make. The other thing that looks like it's falling into place for the Mets is Michael Kadire announces, and I guess it's not official. You know, supposedly it was leaked or something like that. Supposedly they had a posting on, I don't know where it was, and then they took the posting down because they were thanking Michael Kadire for his time with the Mets or something like that. You know.
Well, you know what? If he's retiring,
Yeah.
think about it. If you've got a $12 million contract and you're going to get paid whether you play or not, and you're thinking, you know what, this might be my last year, why would you play?
Yeah.
You know, he's not like Kobe Bryant. Going on a
true.
tour.
That's true. That's true.
You know, the people of Miami aren't demanding to see Michael Kadire one more time. And I think he also knows that on opening day at Citi Field this year, he'll probably get booed. You know what I mean?
Now, there was a lot of major moves. I mean, David Price. A couple of things I also saw, though, is that I think the Dodgers re-signed the villain.
They did, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, the villain is, what's his name? Chase Utley. Chase Utley. There we go.
The former Philadelphia Philly.
That's right.
And you know what? It would have been difficult for him to go almost anywhere else because now they're going to have the Chase Utley rule this year.
Yeah.
They're gonna redefine that play at second base where he flew into Tejada.
Yeah, broke Tejada's leg.
Public enemy number one.
Yeah. And then the other big news is, Don Mattingly, he's leaving. He left the Dodgers. He's now going to start. He's going to manage the Miami Marlins.
Right.
And the hitting instructor there,
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds, man. Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds is going to, could you imagine?
Another villain.
Well, he's got to work with Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton.
Wow.
I'd like to see how big his head is now. I wonder if it's gotten bigger or smaller.
I wonder how small his balls are, too.
You mean the baseballs?
What was the name? We covered that so long ago, okay? The medical device
there is a device. Oh, I don't remember.
that measures the circumference. It wasn't the circumference. I think it was what your displacement was of your testicles.
It was one of those things like this. Well, you know what?
all downhill from here, my
It's
friend.
all downhill from here. We're going to take another break on the Glory Day Show, and when we get back, we'll catch you up on some stories that you may not have heard about, and I think they involve balls. Stay with us. You're watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco, only on the Inravio TV network. Coming right back.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Village Music Shop in Mastic has everything you need to give the gift of music this holiday season. Electric guitar packages with a guitar, amp, bag, and strap for only $129. Acoustic guitar packages as low as $79. Full-size 5-piece drum set package starting at $299. And all holiday packages come with 2 free private lessons. Gift cards available. Village Music Shop of Mastic. The best prices and personalized service for over 45 years. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE and visit villagemusicshop.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on the Inravio TV network. If you're a sports fan, and why would you be watching this program if you weren't, you know that you can get all the scores and highlights instantly from other sources on the internet like ESPN. But here on the Glory Day Show, we pride ourselves on trying to find the types of stories that would interest you, our twisted yet sophisticated audience. The bizarre, the maudlin, the humorous, and of course, the completely ridiculous. We call this segment, Did You Hear About? I really like that.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Anyway.
Nice job in there, guys.
Story number 1 brings us inside the Jets locker room where receiver Eric Decker seems to be making a name for himself inside the shower. Mr. B, do you know...
The shower?
The shower.
Okay.
Mr. B, do you know who Jet receiver Eric Decker is married to?
I know she's a country and western singer.
Can-
and I would
can we,
imagine she's pretty hot, too.
Can we get a picture of Eric Decker's wife up there?
Oh.
That's... That is country music star Jesse James Decker.
Jesse James Decker. Hello there, Jesse James.
Hello, Jesse. Oh, sorry. Anyway, the couple have been married for a number of years and recently celebrated the birth of their second child. The Deckers have been in the news a few times this season for Jesse's ranting tweets about Jet fans in general, but overall they make a nice couple, don't you think?
I guess.
Did you know that she is also responsible for manscaping her husband's private parts?
Manscaping, that's not
Do you even know what manscaping
It's
is?
a term I'm not familiar with.
All right. Well, men are mostly hairy all over their body. And some have taken to shaving interesting designs into their chest and back hair to either make a statement or impress women or do some things that are just a little dumb things. You remember the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
With Steve Carell and Austin Powers with Mike Myers?
Yeah.
Well, both of those guys were pretty hairy, right?
They were.
All right. Anyway, the couple appeared on the ESPN show His and Hers when the lovely Mrs. Decker began talking about how her husband doesn't wear a shirt around the house when they were first married. Okay? She instituted a no clothes rule, which was modified to allow Decker to keep his pants on now that they have children. When I first saw him naked, I instituted a no clothes rule. We were really hillbillies at home.
Hillbillies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to the pictures. They're not matching the words. Now, you might think that a macho NFL player with that type of information would be considered embarrassing enough, but Jessie took it to the next level. Okay? She began to describe how she manscapes her husband's short hairs, and that all of his teammates are well aware of it. Sometimes I will like to design something very special for Eric, and I make him go to the locker room when they take showers to show it off, if you know what I mean.
Show it off.
Do you think we know what she means?
I think I do.
He's a married man, so obviously he doesn't worry much about that and the grooming situation, but sometimes I like to get a little creative.
That's not you talking, that's her.
No, that's her talking.
Okay, all right.
I guess I've been married for a long time,
Yeah.
so I have really... do you think that Eric Decker goes into the shower and makes a general announcement, hey, look at my new haircut?
I don't think so.
First of all,
I hope not.
I would be a little concerned about anyone taking a razor or a trimmer and working on me in that most private of areas. I'd be afraid to do it myself. You know, I think last week we talked about the Lorraine Bobbitt situation. I mean, just what type of things do you think that she's shaving into his nether regions? Would she allow him to do like a jet logo? I don't know. And do you really want to be that guy whose girlfriend is doing that for you?
Well, if it was Jesse James Decker, yes.
You know what? Can we just take one last look? Here we go. Look at that.
Bring it up for the whole screen, man. There we go. She plays the guitar too, which you have to admire.
Well, we don't really even know if she plays the guitar. And quite frankly, I don't think it matters. All right, every time we need to see something, put that picture back up.
I like that. I like that. Wow. That was good. Okay, story number 2 brings us to another NFL ranking by a website, this time looking specifically at the fans. And once again, the New England Patriots are number 1. Thrillist.com ranked all 32 NFL fan bases on obnoxiousness, and the Patriots fans came out on top. The Oakland Raiders came in at number 2, followed by the Cowboys, Jets, and Eagles. The least obnoxious fans, Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe that's because they barely exist.
Do you know any Jacksonville Jaguar fans?
I don't.
There you go.
No. By the way, the Giant fans, for the Giants, they came in number 8.
You know what? The Giant fans, they don't think they're obnoxious, but they are. They're like deceivingly obnoxious.
You think so?
Yeah, they kind of just get under your
I
skin.
don't know, not this year.
No, not
this year. They're kind of quiet. But why were these teams chosen in the top 5? This is what Thrillist.com had to say and what earned them each of their top rankings. Regarding the number 5, Philadelphia Eagles, known for booing Santa Claus, the website reported that Eagle fans get into fights at an 8-year-old girl's T-ball game, possibly with an 8-year-old girl.
look at the picture. I love the Eagle. And that is what goes on at Philadelphia Eagle games.
Yeah, the city of brotherly love, huh? I don't know about that. Now, what about number 4, Jets? Jets. They said Jet fans are to the NFL what New Jersey is to the United States. You can carry a chip on your shoulder, comprised of 10 pounds of Italian sausage and other assorted spiced meats. And anybody who dares question the greatness of your team is is a met with an overcompensating JETS cheer and possibly a punch to the gut.
That is exactly. You know what? That's what. Hey, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're great.
I don't know. I don't think I'm obnoxious.
Well, no. Well, you know, we're not the Jet fans that go to the games.
Yeah, that's true.
I
My
think
wife,
they're talking about the fans that go to the
I
games.
think my wife would vote me as being obnoxious, though. So
But that's just in general.
that's true. That's true. Not because I'm a Jet fan.
No, not because you're a Jet fan.
Okay. Number 3 Cowboys like to think they are an upper echelon team, but they just are not anymore. They said Cowboy fans used to say Texas Stadium had a hole up on top because God loved watching the Cowboys, but isn't declaring God a fan of your team pretty much the pinnacle of being obnoxious?
I would think so. And you know what? They also have, see the picture of the cheerleader? They also still have the best cheerleaders.
Oh, jeez. Oh, can we get Jesse James back up there?
Now,
Thank you.
Yeah. Now you notice she's not wearing a Cowboy
Right.
jersey.
I think she's a Jet fan. I don't know.
She better be. Sorry.
Okay, that brings us up to our runner-up for the Oakland Raiders. You've seen them in the stands wearing black and silver everywhere as they relish their portrayal as thugs. The website said, right now, there are at least 50 people in San Quentin prison for something they did after a Raiders game, possibly 100. A stroll through the concourses is about as close to spending a night in the Alameda County Jail as anyone could ever get. Though at least in jail, there's somebody making more than $12 an hour around to protect you.
You know, I think I would be afraid to go to an Oakland Raider game, especially if you're not an Oakland Raider fan.
You know, I think about this every once in a while because, you know, not only are they wearing all that crazy black and silver stuff, but usually they got the spiked hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And I always say, what kind of a job does that guy have?
He's a dentist.
I don't know what he is, man. You anti-dentist. I don't know.
One more.
All right. Yeah, so we saved the best for last, obviously. And then there were the front-runner fans of the New England Patriots. Now, your son is a Patriots fan, right?
And he's a front runner.
And so is Pete Torgerson.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you know that in 1993 they were rumored to be moving to St. Louis and nobody seemed to care? Thrillist wasn't letting them get away with any of that. Never before in the history of sports fair weather fandom has there been a group as obnoxious as the Patriot fans. Now everyone claims that they've been diehards forever and that they were huge fans during the Grogan and Tony Eason eras, that you know who Dick McPherson is. They shed accusation of cheating as if they were the old John Hanna jerseys, even though everyone everywhere knows that Belichick is one of those guys who will cheat even while you're winning just to make it seem like he feels clever. I don't know.
I agree with them.
Just another note on New England fans, they continue to pile up the number 1 rankings. Sports Illustrated released a listing this week of the biggest crybaby fans in the NFL. And, drum roll please, the New England Patriots won that too.
I love the picture of the kid.
That's not James, is it? When
No.
he was younger? Okay.
All righty.
Ooh, she looks like
Yeah, she's a little upset.
I think she's been drinking a little too much too. I don't know.
She can't find her wallet. And finally, either that or she's going, did I really sleep with a New York Jet fan? And finally, we have another fine example of NFL fans behaving badly out in the public eye. 2 weeks ago, we reported the story out of our nation's capital about a Washington Redskin fan who was photographed getting his knob shined while standing in the upper deck of the stadium end zone as he was casually enjoying the halftime show. The man and the fellatiating woman, well, we'll assume it was a woman, seemed oblivious to the fact that they were out in public, but to the untrained eye, a passerby just might not have noticed exactly what was going on, only that a man was standing in the end zone enjoying the halftime show.
But he was smoking a cigarette.
And now this.
Okay.
Right here in the great state of New York, 2 rabid Buffalo Bill fans decided to come up with a new meaning to the word tailgating as they engaged in sexual intercourse in the middle of a parking lot. The difference between what was happening here and what happened in Washington is that there was no misconstruing what was going on. With the woman completely naked from the waist down
okay.
and bending over like she was having trouble putting her car keys in the door, the guy was mounting her like Secretariat and pounding away, completely oblivious to the person who was shooting the video or the small crowd that was beginning to gather. This 6-second video, which
6 seconds?
It's 6 seconds. It's only 6 seconds.
Jeez.
Is just the latest in a long line of shenanigans that Bill fans have been associated with. They've been photographed and caught on video so many times this season that they've easily become the most drunk and irresponsible fans in the NFL, especially at tailgate parties. Okay. Earlier in the season, a fan was photographed with his arm buried up to his elbow deep down his girlfriend's crack while she was sitting in the stands at Raymond James Stadium. But the most popular stunt for the average Bills fan seems to be breaking the tailgate tables in the parking lot. There are literally dozens of these videos posted on YouTube, including what they called a moonsault.
Moonsault.
Yes. It's what you stand on the back of a pickup truck and do a backwards somersault
That sounds dangerous.
onto the unsuspecting table. On a side note, maybe fans from some of the other teams around the NFL should note that the Washington Redskins came back after halftime during Filategate to win their game, and the Buffalo Bills won their game against the Houston following Poundgate. Maybe we should start looking at the New England Patriots tailgate parties.
Nah, they're a bunch of crybabies. Unbelievable. That is, fans behaving badly.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this world anymore. We need Donald Trump. We're almost out of time here at the Gloria Day Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will wrap up for the weekend. Stay with us. You're watching the Gloria Day Show with Bruce Disco, only on the Inravio TV network. Coming right back.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com. Village Music Shop in Mastic has everything you need to give the gift of music this holiday season. Electric guitar packages with a guitar, amp, bag, and strap for only $129. Acoustic guitar packages as low as $79. Full-size 5-piece drum set package starting at $299. And all holiday packages come with 2 free private lessons. Gift cards available. Village Music Shop of Mastic. The best prices and personalized service for over 45 years. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE and visit villagemusicshop.com.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Welcome back to the Gloria Day Show with Bruce Disco here on the Inravio TV network. So what did we learn today?
Well, I learned a new term,
Which one?
manscaping.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tailgating.
No. We're not going to go there again.
Well, there is manscaping. You know, people have been doing that for years, like to their backs and their, you know, there's some
Evidently.
people, you know, the, what's his name, Robin Williams was
Yeah.
one of those guys that had a very hairy, I guess Steve Carell in that movie, that was one of the funniest things I ever, you know, he said that was real.
Really?
That they really did that. Yeah.
Really? Wow. And waxed them down, huh?
They really did that. He says, thank goodness it was just one take. They couldn't do it again.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, you had to wait for that hair to grow back too, wouldn't you? You know?
Yeah. Well, that's why for almost the whole movie he had it that way. You know. But the thing with with Eric Decker's wife,
Yes.
you know, do you think that, like, you know, he lets her do this? I mean, she must be putting little design smiley faces or something in there, right?
I wonder if she ties him up when she gets ready to do it. Because, I mean, you can see him probably panicking a little bit. You know, honey, be careful down there, you know.
I don't know, you know. I just think, you know, do you think that he just tells her, "Oh yeah, I showed everyone in the shower. They loved it." You know, but now you go on to a national television program and you tell everybody. What do you think it was like for Eric Decker that day when he went into the locker room after that?
I don't know.
You know, and everyone says, you know, we wondered why Eric Decker showers by himself every day.
Yeah, right.
Now we know. Come on, let's see it. I don't know. I just think it's a little weird for your. If you're doing that, that's fine. But why would you tell?
I'm
people?
still interested in what she could have possibly manscaped. I mean, what?
That's what I want to know. Do you do like a diamond or I mean, what do you? It's not a lot. It's not a big canvas to work with.
No, it's not exactly.
But then again, we don't know.
Well. All right. What else did you learn? So tell me something you learned today.
I learned I got to go to a lot more NFL games.
There's always something spicy going on.
You know,
and the
there's
stands are in the parking lot.
There's more going on in NFL parking lots than on most pornographic websites.
I guess so. You know, fans behaving badly is what that comes down to.
That is very bad behavior. What did you learn today?
I told you, manscaping was one.
That's it.
Yeah.
We did an hour of
Well,
thing, and that's the only thing you learned.
And it went. And if you know, the listening audience learned that basically that back in 1998, Cooperson Lybrand, Price Waterhouse, when they merged, had one hell of a blowout Christmas party, man.
And they learned
Madison Square Garden.
And they learned
Diana
that-
Ross and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
that like back in the early 80s, if you were being treated in a hospital during Christmas time, most of the caregivers might have been drunk.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah, it's a very bad thing. But not today. You can't get away with that stuff today.
Thank goodness.
But Donald Trump is going to change all that.
That's right.
We're going back to the days of debauchery. That's why I'll vote for him.
And poor haircuts.
There you go. There's the man, the myth, the legend. That is the next president of the United States.
And you remember a few weeks ago I told you I got caught out in this big windstorm and I looked at myself in the mirror and I looked just like him, man. You know.
All righty. Thanks to our producers, Kyle Melnick and Eric Mikhailov, for all the hard work and making us look so good out there. Thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, putting up with this nonsense week after week after week. And of course, thanks to you, our loyal viewers. And don't forget to check out the Glory Days On Demand page on www.inravio.com. And you can watch any of our past shows or any of the other great shows on the Inravio.com TV network. Next week,
Last
it's gonna be the
week.
last show of the year, because we're going to be taking off the final 2 weeks of the season.
And I'll throw another festive tie on. You know, it won't be as good as this one.
We
though.
shohave an on-air holiday party next week.
You know, we should do that. We should work on that.
We should invite the Buffalo Bills fans. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.